I'm the director of the School of Nursing here at UTC, and I want to welcome you to the Fall 2022 Whitecoat Ceremony for the UTC School of Nursing Bachelor of Science in Nursing students. And I want to say I am so incredibly excited to look out here and see unmasked people and people. So it is really nice. We've had a few virtual Whitecoat ceremonies. But we're back in business, but we're still being smart, aren't we all? We're paying attention to what's going on in our heads and our noses, and we're trying to keep this COVID under control, and I think we're doing a really great job. So I appreciate your part in that, and I welcome you this afternoon. The purpose of the Whitecoat Ceremony is to recognize the students' transition into the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. And really, the ceremony is an opportunity for us to welcome these students officially into the School of Nursing. They've had many semesters where they've had to struggle through chemistry, microbiology, anatomy and physiology, and pathophysiology, because they needed all those to be able to come into our program. And these people sitting on 2.5 rows in very front of me are exceptional. They have done very well in their coursework, because if they didn't, they wouldn't be here. This is a very competitive program, and we only take 40 students, and you all are the cream of the crop, and we are very happy to welcome you today. You're to be congratulated on what you've done already. Don't... That being said, and acting like your grandmother, because I'm too old to be your mother, do not take your foot off the gas. This is the time to keep your head down and study and do everything that is expected of you, and to rely on this wonderful group of faculty who will help you through that process. So at this point, I would like my faculty to stand up, and I would like you to recognize how wonderful they are. Because you know, for you to be able to graduate from this program, you need every one of those people sitting up there. You don't need me, because I'm teaching the graduate program, but you need all these people up here, okay? So, just a little heads up. These are your new best friends for 5 semesters. Okay. I would like to ask Dr. Valerie Rutledge to come forward. Dr. Rutledge is our biggest advocate on this entire campus. She's the dean of our college. Whether you know it or not, you are now in the College of Health, Education, and Professional Studies. And she is our biggest cheerleader, our biggest supporter, and she is the best friend the School of Nursing has on this campus. We do need to say, because I think this is probably recorded and live streamed, that the Chancellor and the Provost are actually great people as well. And we really appreciate them. But Dr. Valerie Rutledge is our biggest cheerleader, and she was a cheerleader at UTC at one point, and I'd like her to come forward and say a few words. Dr. Rutledge.
I will add to what Dr. Smith said, and that is there was a time when even the faculty couldn't be here, so they all gathered outside with signs and masks to congratulate the students who got their white coats, and I think that's another piece of evidence about how dedicated they are to their students. So first of all, thank you for being here today. Chris is exactly right. We have done this in a very bare auditorium, and now we're excited to see all of you back. It would be great, and none of us would be irritated at all if every single seat was filled, and we had the chance to bring even more people in. Thank you, not just to the students for working hard and getting here, but to all of you who are here to celebrate this with them. You're part of the reason they're here. You were either their encouragers or their prodders, if they needed that. Just the kind of people who made sure they had the opportunity to move forward. I admire people, not just the people who are here today, but all the people who have chosen nursing as a profession. I think the last 2.5 years have really pointed out to us how critical they are to our healthcare system, how important they are when things are going well and when things are not going so well. But I think one of the most significant things I will share with you today is just a little quote someone had left, and they said, "Nurses are really the hospitality in hospitals." And so if you think about that, they make you feel welcome, They make you feel taken care of, and then make you realize that you're going to be in good shape if they're there. So thank you to the future nurses. Thank you to all of the nurses who sit over here, and welcome to those of you who are here today.
Thank you, Dr. Rutledge. At each of these Whitecoat ceremonies, we choose someone very special to come speak to the students, and today is no difference. We have chosen Sherry Fusco, who is the Senior Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer at CHI Memorial Hospital, or Common Spirit now. She previously served as Senior Vice President of Surgical and Ambulatory Services at Memorial. And guess what? She earned her BSN from UTC. She also earned a Master of Health Services and Administration from University of St. Francis. She serves on the Orthopedic Board of Managers and Memorial Mission Ambulatory Surgery Center Board of Managers. But more importantly than all those titles and all those areas that she is involved in, she's passionate about transforming healthcare delivery, supporting teamwork, and development of invigorated workforces, creating sustainable models for future generations, which is all these people sitting right here, and strengthening stakeholder partnerships and engagement. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Fusco.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to all our honorees on achieving such an outstanding milestone. So I've been in healthcare for approximately 3 decades now. You all will be me one day, a long time from now. And I've had a number of influences as I was growing up. One of them that made me very interested in healthcare, I had a cousin that was diagnosed with diabetes very early on in childhood, and her and her family struggled with access to health care and getting affordable health care. And then when I was in middle school, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. And so I got to experience that journey very, very up close and personal in our household, and the toll that it took on our family. And whether you realize it or not, our nurses spend the majority of time with the patients while they are under our care. And so nursing, yes, is about being a patient advocate and about doing those assessments and about making sure we have a wonderful patient experience and making sure that we coordinate all of that care because you are the primary caregiver to coordinate an array of healthcare professionals that are involved in a patient care every single day. However, and of course, definitely we always want to deliver the highest level of quality and safe patient care, but nursing is so much more than that. It's about heart and human kindness and having a calling and a ministry. So when I was a teenager, I had the opportunity to volunteer. And so I was a Red Cross volunteer at Red Bank Hospital, which is now Erlanger North. And I had a patient that was very influential to me and wanting to go into healthcare. This kind of cemented it for me. So this patient was very quiet, and anytime you would go into the room would be very curt and short. And so, but I felt compelled to befriend this patient. I was really committed to constantly going in and checking on her, seeing how she was doing. After a couple of weeks, she started to open up, and she even asked the staff members if I was going to be in that day. Long story short, come to find out, this individual ended up not having any immediate support in their lives or in this state that could come and help this individual or even talk with them. She was just lonely. And so I made a friend, and that was a wonderful experience for me. And I know you all will have a number of your own experiences as well. I wanted to tell you about one other story that really spoke to me, and this was a new nurse that used to work at Memorial Hospital. And there was a gentleman that was a patient. It was a husband and wife, and the gentleman was very sick, and the wife stayed with him. They had been married about 15 years and had a son that was a teenager at the time. And the gentleman was very, very ill. He had pancreatitis, and they were not going to be leaving the hospital anytime soon. And it was coming up on Valentine's Day, and the wife was very concerned. The husband was in a lot of pain, had a lot of nausea, and so they were working very hard to try to control his pain. And she told the nurse, and of course the nurse had developed quite a bond with this family. And the wife shared with the nurse, I just hate that, we're going to be in here during Valentine's Day. It would just, be more special if we didn't have to be in here. So the nurse went back and thought, what could I do to make this a little bit more special for them both? So something just as simple meant so much to this family. She went and found 2 mugs. She wrote Happy Valentine's Day on them, took them to the wife, and said, here, I want you to have these, and I want you to remember he is going to know you were here as his caregiver and nurturing him all the way through his illness. And it'll be something that you can take home with you. And that meant a great deal to them. But I wanted to share with you the words of that nurse in relation to this. As a nurse, we have so many different responsibilities. It's very easy to get caught up in the stress of the job and forget to put ourselves into the shoes of our patients and their families. I'm a new nurse, and I still get overwhelmed by the responsibility I have for the well-being of the patients in my care. I worry I will get rushed and forget something important. I've learned that whenever these fears take over, I must give them over to God. If I try to do my very best, He will take care of the rest. The experience of taking care of this patient reminded me of why I became a nurse. I want to be that positive influence in the lives of people when they are scared and most vulnerable. I continue to pray for this family, and I hope that I was able to touch their lives in the same way that they touched mine. So you are now on your pathway to create your own stories and your journey. And I wanted to share with you, this is a superhero in Scrubs keychain. And I'm going to get you guys these because I want you to hear the reasons that you are going into the superhero field. And I always want you to remember that when you get your keychains. So the top 10 reasons. Number 10, you've got healing powers. Number 9, you're always ready to jump into action. Number 8, you're great under pressure. Number 7, you perform lots of good deeds. Number 6, you're always up to the challenge. Number 5, you have extraordinary skills. Number 4, you're super dedicated. Number 3, you're caring, compassionate, and committed. Number 2, you come to the rescue. And number 1, you're a lifesaver. So thank you all, and congratulations. Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you, hopefully, in clinicals. So thank you very much.
What she didn't say but wanted to say as a future employee. Clinicals and beyond. That sounds like up, and away. Clinicals and beyond. Capes. I will invite you back, especially when word gets out you're giving away gifts. You'll be the most popular. Now we come to the fun part of the program. We will recognize these students sitting on the first 2.5 rows by presenting them with their lab coat. Dr. Brooke Epperson, who is the undergraduate coordinator, will read the names as we present them with their lab coats. So please take your positions.
Hiba Arkawazi. Malat Osmalash. Megan Burnett. Madison Butler. Jillian Colson. Chloe Cooper. Kendrick Cox. Harley Deaton. Natalie Irvin. Rebecca Evangelista. Gracie Ferris. Tyler Fields. Travis Gardner. Madison Green. Melanie Hance. Emanuela Ngarbure. Christina Jackson. Allison Johnson. Sydney Johnson. Alondra Jones. Tyson Kelly. Jim Krobendam. Yes. No, that was it. One time only. Riley Labby. Allison Larrick. Alyssa Limberger. Sorry. Hannah Massey. Rebecca Mullaney. Sarah Mullis. Riley Oliver. Irene Park. Gavin Reasanover. Caitlin Roan. Sarah Beth Rudolph. Amber Sutton. Brittany Sylvester Ford. Reagan Thompson. Mackenzie Walker. Kennedy Webster. Mykara Wright. Please join me in congratulating these students as they begin their nursing school journey.
So it's interesting to sit up here from our vantage point and look at these students 25 minutes ago, sitting there in their blue uniforms with their lab coat over their arm, and to see them sitting there now with their white coats on, it's something has come over the situation here. I don't want to sound trite or whatever and say it's magical, but it just is interesting to me to see the transformation. So what I want you all to do is stand up and turn around and face them so they can see the same thing we see. Okay, you can sit down now. I'm sure the adoration would go on for a very long time. My faculty knows I'm not a mushy person, and I'm pretty much down to business and straight ahead, and what you see is what you get. But that actually gave me some chills. I have to admit that. Now, I wish I hadn't said that in front of them, because they'll think I'm now getting soft. But it's just wonderful to see this. This is probably my favorite ceremony. I know you all think graduation and honors and recognition is the best, but I think this is the best, because this is just the beginning of just wonderful things for you all, and I'm so proud that we all could be a part of it and that your families could be here. So let's talk about responsibility, because you're going to have a lot of them. I need you all to stand up again, but stay facing this direction, because now this is the important part. We're asking you to affirm your responsibilities to your patients, faculty, and fellow students. So as I read these questions, I would like you to answer in unison, "I will," to each of the following statements. As a nurse dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, you will pledge to consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering your primary concern. Act in a compassionate, trustworthy manner in all aspects of your care. Apply your knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of your ability to assure optimal outcomes for your patients. Exercise sound professional judgment while abiding by legal and ethical requirements. Accept the lifelong obligation to improve your professional knowledge and competence. Promote, advocate for, and strive to protect the health, the safety, and the rights of your patient. With this pledge, do you accept the duties and responsibilities that embody the nursing profession? I do, would have been okay too. But I will is good. Now, I'm going to ask you to recite in unison with me the International Council of Nurses Pledge, and you all, it's on the back of your program. Reciting this demonstrates your willingness to uphold the pledge and to fulfill it as you begin your journey through nursing school. Are you ready? Okay. In the full knowledge I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all the understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status, sparing no effort to conserve the life, to alleviate suffering, and promote health. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of the patient under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me, and refraining from any action which might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge, skill at the highest level, and to give support and cooperation to all members of the healthcare team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and to uphold the integrity of the nurse. The students have pledged to care for the vulnerable people they will encounter each day as they work towards providing compassionate and competent care. This concludes our Whitecoat Ceremony, and on behalf of the School of Nursing faculty and staff, thank you all for attending. Now celebrate just for a little bit because tomorrow's class.